my perspective on failure has changed over the last decade, and more so in the last 5 years, where I want to be the person in the room that can say I failed more than anybody.
Yes.
And like, if I can literally,
superpower.
if I can do that, I'm like, I want to be able to fail more than anybody, and I share it. And so whenever I have the opportunity to go speak to entrepreneurs or speak to startups or whatever, I share my failures. Right, I share my failures. Not, oh, here's what we did great. Here's what, like, there's parts of that, but it's no, here's where we failed. If I can save you 10,000, if I can save you 100 grand, if I can save you $1 million in the mistakes that I made and the failures that occurred in my journey, take it and run.
So you're saying we should have listened to our parents?
Should have listened. I read an interesting statement last night that said something along the lines: if you knew that after 30 fails, the 31st attempt would be unbelievably successful, how fast would you go after failure?
Yeah.
And it'd be like, oh, yeah. Okay, nope.
Why stretch out over 5 years when you could do it in 90 days?
Yeah. Just fail. Because if you knew for sure, and it's almost a guarantee.
If you also build a mental muscle too,
right?
Where you build this fortitude that you wouldn't have had if you didn't tackle the next failure with that mindset, right?
Yeah, if WD-39 stopped at 39, it wouldn't be WD-40.
We wouldn't have WD-40.
That's why it's WD-40.
That fixes everything.
Yeah, but that's why it's WD-40. It took them 40 times.
On the deals, when you're talking about that, before I got into residential real estate, I worked in commercial, and my commercial broker, it was just the two of us. He would always say, my goal is to try and kill a deal as fast as possible. Because if it's going to fall apart, I want it to fall apart sooner so I can spend my time working on the deals that are going to close and are guaranteed to close.
Yep.
I was like, whoa. It was a mind-altering thought process.
It's one of those hardest things to teach, especially you guys see it in the real estate side, and we see it on the mortgage side. One of the hardest things to teach is for a loan officer to really look at it and decide, this is not going to work. This is going to be a major, major problem. But what happens is when you're new, it's like it's the only thing I have to work on. And I need a paycheck. So they massage it, they cradle it in their arms, they babysit it, and if it actually does close, how many other deals were you unable to chase because you were so focused on the problems of this one? So it took up all your time,
your energy,
and your energy and your emotions, and maybe even the relationships with the person who gave me the transaction. Whereas if you'd have just said, you know what, this is going to drive both of us crazy. By the time if it ever closes, we're going to hate each other. Let's pass.